Spiros? Watch this video where I smash some reef fish with the 120 conventional gun, bust out the double flopper on a big king mackerel, stud yellow jack, and the crew got some other nice fish.
Look at his face, look at his meat. We're gonna get some good ceviche out of this, good fish tacos, whatever you can think of. Panko fried.
Look at that viz.
I mean, come on, dude. With this kind of conditions, if we don't get a fish, something is wrong with us, you know. And here we go.
As you can tell, we had very high expectations for the next day. First drop, conditions are pretty ideal, hitting some zones with super clear visibility. On this day, we had word that the viz was good in some areas that usually is quite murky, so we wanted to make the most of the opportunity to hit some new spots and see what we could find. I hit a nice zero right away to put something in the cooler. He swam right under me, so I didn't have time to turn on my camera. The shallows were looking a little dead, so we moved out to a deeper ledge. This spot was about 60 feet, so I couldn't really make out the bottom clearly from the surface, so I decided to go down, do kind of an exploration dive, see what the bottom looks like. This type of bottom looks pretty good. I'm not seeing any big fish or schools of fish, so I just continue scanning around, see if anything shows up or if I can identify anything on the bottom. Looks pretty good though, so next dive I plan to go down, hit the bottom, and do some wading. This was the very next drop on the same ledge. I dropped my spoon, let it sink all the way to the bottom, and just slowly follow behind it. As you can see, I'm just turning my head back and forth, trying to scan, see if anything's coming in to investigate. I level off once I hit the floor and immediately see a nice Spanish mackerel coming in. I do a bit of grunting to draw his attention, and then I decide to charge him from beneath. I've had a lot of these Spanish Macs tear out, so I just want to make sure I get in range and then fire. It's a little bit of a longer shot, so I just open up the reel, put no drag on him, and let him fight a bit. Soft skinned fish like a mackerel, you just want to let him run, especially when you're hitting him with a flopper. Woo! Woo! I was pretty fired up because I'd lost so many kings at this point. I was just excited to get one. It had been a while. It wasn't the biggest fish, but it was really cool just getting him off the bottom like that and then being able to fight him up to the surface and getting it all on video. I was pretty fired up. Here we got Caleb securing the backup shot, which is always worthwhile on a soft skinned fish like this.
Let's go! Good shit!
Nearly dropped my spoon here, so going down to secure that. I'm gonna need it for the rest of the day's diving. Here you can see that king still has a bit of fight left in him. Not the biggest fish, but definitely solid eating size and a prized catch. Here I just want to dispatch him right away, and then we can work on getting the lines out. I always recommend a second shot, but the only downside is it does require a little bit more maintenance when you're removing the lines from the fish.
Woo! Woo!
So at this point, very solid start to the trip. Already got a couple decent mackerels, and anything we get now is just a bonus. After taking out that Spanish mac, we decided to move into another reef zone, check it out, see if we couldn't find some snappers. Right after the exploration dive, a giant yellowjack swam right under me, and again, I didn't have time to turn on my camera, but I clicked it on right after I hit him because he was fighting like a horse. Thankfully, I had two very attentive dive buddies up by my side, ready to put a second shot in him. That was Gurai. Since I hit that jack mid-body, he was fighting so hard that he was probably gonna rip himself out using the reef as leverage, or maybe bend my shaft. He was like starting to rock up. That's not my personal best yellowjack, still is, and this was Caleb's angle. Going down, just you can see how hard this thing was fighting, just doing whatever he could to try to get off. You don't usually see a yellowjack dig itself into a hole like that. That was kind of unique behavior, so thankfully Gurai was there, put that other shot in him, dragged him out, and look at that thing, like with two shafts in him, fighting like crazy. Super stoked though, secured a really cool fish. Stud yellowjack for us to share. Good sashimi, ceviche, seared. Really versatile eating fish and super underrated. The amount of fish in this guy's stomach was pretty insane. He'd been eating a small grouper, so I guess he's just been tearing up this piece of reef for a while. It's my first trip out with this conventional Ocean Ammo Hydra 120. Pretty sweet gun. I like that it's ballasted so it sinks a little bit, feels a little bit nicer in the hand. But yeah, so far it was working like a charm. Put down that king and yellowjack and we had a pretty nice day. Super stoked on this yellowjack. Caleb got some sweet footage of us on the reef. Super fun doing this late summer diving on the reefs when the visibility is good. There's not a lot of swell and the water's super warm, so all you need is a little top. It's always nice too to try out new gear. This 120 conventional gun is pretty sweet. The shaft's a little long. I might look for something with lower overhang just so it flies a little better. After this, we went to another zone, chummed the water a little bit, and Randall hit this nice cubera. He also got a nice hogfish, and we ended the day with hog, cubera, yellowjack, triggerfish, and a sweet king mackerel. Vacuum seal, super game changer for freezing fish, keeping it fresh, making the most of what you catch. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm absolutely stacked with footage from Wahoo season already.